Everyone knows who an alpha male is. Most men even want to become alpha males. They want the love and adoration of others. They want to be seen leading the pack. They want validation, they want praise, they want adoration, they want attention. These are all the things that might be admirable for some to want, and indeed many want them. But they are irrelevant to the Sigma male. You see, the Sigma male doesn't care about these things because they don't depend on external validation. They depend on what people think and feel. The alpha, despite being an alpha, still depends on the opinions of others to come into his true power and true self. The alpha finds his power in manipulating the thoughts of others for his good. The Sigma just doesn't care. For those who believe that their real destiny lies in being a Sigma male, there are some rules to understand. There are some paths to follow. There are some instructions to imbibe. There are some do's and there are some don'ts. Without understanding these rules, no one can truly ascend to the level of a Sigma male. They can only try, and when they fail, they become beta, not Sigma. The first rule of a Sigma male is to be happy in solitude. Many people only think of Sigmas as introverted alphas. This, of course, is rather simplistic, as Sigmas are not merely introverted alphas. But the sentiment is true in some senses. Sigmas are introverted, yes. They spend a lot of time with themselves and are less concerned about the opinions and little dramas of others. This means that Sigma males aren't the greatest users of social media, and generally don't need regular contact with others to be happy. This doesn't mean they run away from social media. It just means that this contact is irrelevant to their happiness. This isn't the case for other members of the male societal hierarchy like betas and alphas. Betas kowtow to the influence and opinions of others on the internet, while alphas invest a lot of energy into authoritatively shaping the opinions and then influencing others. One thing that you must learn to do as a Sigma male is to take risks. It's one of the most recognizable traits of Sigmas everywhere. However, the reason this trait is distinctive is because of the level of risks Sigmas take. Alphas also take risks, and even some betas do. But because Sigmas don't care what other people think of them, they can take even greater risks than any of the two classes in the hierarchy. Since the Sigma male is entirely independent and only driven by his desires and not that of others imposed on him, his decisions are usually unpopular yet effective. Many Sigma males are the perfect example of incredible risk-taking, but the best example is perhaps the man known as Elon Musk. Musk ventured into an industry fraught with failure, an industry that the United States government failed at and has produced astonishing results, not once, but twice. When Musk told everyone that he would build a rocket that can be used over and over again, everyone laughed at him. No one had ever managed to do that sustainably. Everyone who had tried had gone bankrupt. If Musk was a beta or even an alpha, he would have considered backing off to protect his position in the social hierarchy, but he didn't. He looked into the eyes of failure and said that he doesn't care. Failure is for humans, he said, not animals. And he succeeded. One of the most important attributes of the Sigma male is a high level of intelligence. Sigma males are not just men who keep to themselves and mind their own business. They're men who are extraordinarily intelligent. It's their intelligence that makes it easy for them to make their way in the world without striving to be an alpha male or wallowing in the shallowness of being a beta male. Now that we know some of the do's of the Sigma male, let's figure out some of the don'ts. Sigma males don't spend money on looking good to others. If this sounds strange, consider the simple fact that Sigmas don't care too much about the opinion of others. They are perfectly happy to be left alone. They are neither obsessed with following, like the betas, nor obsessed with leading, like the alphas. They're perfectly okay with going their own way, making their own path, and minding their own business. If you're a man, you've probably met men who simply don't care. Now, this lack of care isn't to put on a brave face or display some variety of bravado. The lack of care is innate and unforced. It's not something they put on during the day or when they're online. It's something that radiates through their entire being. That's why Sigma males don't wear excessive jewelry or designers. They know that these things have limited innate value except in terms of increasing their reputation amongst others. And they don't care for that. They do not wear those things. So if you want to be a Sigma male, you should understand that wearing excessively expensive clothing and jewelry is not something that Sigma males do. A great example of a Sigma male is someone like Warren Buffett. Buffett is one of the richest men in the world but only has one car. In fact, for a long time, Buffett drove a modest 2006 Cadillac DTS. In 2014, he changed the car, and instead of buying a Lamborghini or a Bugatti like every alpha male would, he decided to purchase a Cadillac XTS, a car with a retail price of around $45,000. This is a man worth billions of dollars, a man who could, if he wished, buy 100 Lamborghinis. Of course, this isn't to say that Buffett doesn't spend his billions, but it's clear that he spends them on himself when he wants, and not what will impress others. To be a Sigma male, one has to have a habit of ignoring naysayers and looking right into the heart of failure and declaring that it doesn't scare you. A Sigma male doesn't fear failure. This doesn't mean that Sigma males don't fail. Even the greatest of men have failed. But Sigma males know that failure is a part of life, and one that stays away from adventure because of failure, one would have no adventure at all. Of all the positions in the male social hierarchy, betas are the ones who get disappointed the most. Alphas also get disappointed, but to a lesser degree. This isn't because they don't have expectations, but because they have the competence to manage their disappointment and forge ahead regardless. Now enter the Sigma. Sigma males have little to no expectations of anyone. Sigma males understand that people are not altruistic, and altruism is a myth. They understand that people are driven by their self-interest, and they accept that. They know that immediately an action is no longer in the interest of a person, the likelihood of them following through is near nil. So they manage their expectations of others, and as a result, they rarely get disappointed. Another reason why Sigma males rarely get disappointed is that, just like alpha males, they have the competence to manage whatever fallout comes from said disappointment. They always have a plan B. That's why it's important for you not to have any expectations of people to become a true Sigma male. What many Sigma males who try to understand to become a Sigma male fail to understand is that Sigmas live very lonely lives. Sometimes it's fun to look up how Sigma males build their mental strength and competence, but it's also important to know that it's the road less traveled for many. Sigmas are usually alone. They don't have many close friends, yet by some stroke of psychology, they're very rarely ever lonely. That's because they are always kept in company by their thoughts and personal projects, and also people tend to gravitate towards them. If you want to ascend to become a Sigma male, you must make sure that you keep little to no close friends, and must remain as dedicated to your goals as humanly possible. That's the way of the Sigma male. To many people, alphas are better than Sigmas. These people argue that alphas are usually more successful because of their domineering nature. While that may be true, it's also true that the Sigma male is never dominated by the alpha. The Sigma doesn't care for these classifications and just does what he wants when he wants. Perhaps that's the greatest thing one should remember about the Sigma. That's all today, guys. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Also, don't forget to hit the little notification icon. Until next time, stay safe.